Breaking news, you're looking at video of one of the last times Oscar winner Gene Hackman, a known recluse in recent years, was seen in public.
And they found one minor leak in a single burner on the kitchen stove, which was 0.33% of room air, which was pretty minute and insignificant.
The tranquil hillside home of Gene Hackman masked a mysterious secret beneath its time-worn floorboards. When FBI teams arrived and began prying up sections of the old planks, they anticipated uncovering routine clues related to his and his wife's puzzling deaths. Instead, investigators stumbled across something so shocking that seasoned professionals reportedly went silent with disbelief. What extraordinary discovery lurked beneath Hackman's estate that could rattle lifelong law enforcement veterans? Journey through this account of hidden truths, intriguing theories, and a life well lived to understand why these seemingly mundane floorboards have become the center of a baffling investigation. Gene Hackman's introduction to Santa Fe unfolded while he was filming on location, a situation that often offered only glimpses of local culture. Yet the area's otherworldly quality left a profound mark on him and his wife, classical pianist Betsy Arakawa. Drawn to the region's serene deserts, rugged landscapes, and an almost mystical atmosphere that seemed to empower artistic thought, they became determined to establish a permanent residence there. The home they bought required significant repairs, prompting them to collaborate with Studio Arquitectura, a distinguished local firm. This partnership would transform a neglected structure into a one-of-a-kind sanctuary that reflected Hackman's passion for design, global influences, and the Southwest's unique heritage. Gene Hackman's unparalleled film career spanned decades, from gritty thrillers to comedic gems. He won 2 Academy Awards and left an imprint on audiences who appreciated his credible, often intense portrayals. By stepping away from the limelight while still popular, he maintained an enigmatic aura that only increased as he aged. To fans, his Santa Fe retreat symbolized the storied actor's pursuit of peace. News of his sudden death and the equally perplexing passing of his wife triggered an outpouring of tributes on social media and in memorial pieces, reaffirming his place among cinematic giants. Now, however, the narrative is overshadowed by unresolved questions. Will the FBI's unusual approach yield revelations that shift how we perceive Hackman's final years? Could there be long-buried items that alter public understanding of him? Or will investigators merely confirm a heart-wrenching coincidence of medical crises? Supporters hold their breath, hoping the potential secrets hidden beneath that floor won't taint the memory of an actor who contributed so much to the cultural landscape. People inevitably wonder how the events of mid-February 2025 might have unfolded differently had Hackman's home been less remote, or if someone had checked on them earlier. Could quick medical intervention have saved Arakawa? Although it's speculation, such questions magnify the poignant sense of loss. Those close to the couple say they cherish their privacy. They prefer the seclusion of the desert, far removed from paparazzi, and the frenetic energy of Los Angeles. Unfortunately, that seclusion appears to have contributed to the delayed discovery of their tragic end. A handful of more dramatic theories connect the FBI floor search to Hollywood enigmas. Over decades, Hackman crossed paths with countless industry figures. Might he have stored a record or artifact capable of rallying powerful interests? Internet forums highlight the possibility of unpublicized journals detailing sensitive events. Others prefer to believe the floor search is about verifying whether toxins, chemical, radioactive, or otherwise, were hidden under the structure. Law enforcement has made no concrete statements endorsing these wilder speculations, but the secrecy fosters an atmosphere ripe for rumor. For now, the FBI maintains silence on whether they uncovered a hidden vault, evidence of environmental contamination, or merely historical memorabilia. No official statement indicates a shift away from the preliminary conclusion that this was a tragic medical situation for both Hackman and Arakawa. Experts in forensics note that advanced tests and thorough searches can take months. Families and fans will likely remain in limbo until authorities can publish a final report. Even then, there is no guarantee it will answer every question. At the moment, Hackman's mansion stands sealed. Teams of investigators continue meticulous work, while the outside world speculates freely. Some local residents near Santa Fe mention unmarked vans coming and going at irregular hours. Others question if this extensive effort is purely precautionary or if the FBI truly expects a bombshell discovery. Without an explanatory press release, the situation teeters between tragedy and a potential thriller scenario. Despite the swirl of conspiracy and heartbreak, many choose to remember Gene Hackman foremost as a cinematic force. From his Oscar-winning turn as Detective Popeye Doyle in The French Connection to his layered portrayal of Little Bill Daggett in Unforgiven, Hackman honed the ability to reveal moral complexity on screen. He commanded presence in comedic ventures as well, notably in works like Young Frankenstein, showcasing a chameleon-like range. That capacity to inhabit vastly different characters spoke to his devotion and skill, qualities recognized by critics and fellow performers alike. Off-camera, he endured rejections early on, overcame uncertainties, and kept an unassuming facade. The final years in Santa Fe brought him respite, letting him dedicate more time to painting, an endeavor that allowed him to explore color, shape, and emotion on canvas. He also dabbled in novel writing, co-authoring historical fiction that displayed his rich imagination. Santa Fe, with its vibrant artistic community and scenic wonders, proved the perfect backdrop for those experiments. Arakawa's gentle presence complemented his quieter lifestyle, reflecting a mutual quest for tranquility far from the chaotic realm of red carpets and paparazzi flashbulbs. Hackman's children, having already witnessed the unique trials of a star's family, were once again thrust into an unwanted spotlight by the astonishing circumstances of their father's death. Media inquiries abound, yet none of them have openly commented on the FBI's floor removal or on any aspect of the ongoing probe. Their silence speaks volumes. It may reflect both deep sorrow and respect for an investigative process that has not yet concluded. Observers wonder if they, like the public, are waiting to see whether any new developments will eventually be shared, or if the case will be closed without major announcements. In the midst of swirling rumors, it's easy to lose sight of a simple and all too common reality. An elderly man with heart problems might have died naturally, and a devoted spouse who discovered him could have been so overwhelmed that she succumbed as well. The heartbreak of losing a life partner can physically compromise those left behind, especially in older age. While this straightforward explanation carries immense sadness, it cannot quell the wave of curiosity triggered by the FBI's floor excavation. Such a question underscores how the mundane act of removing floorboards has captured everyone's imagination. Some hazards like underground mold growth, hidden tunnels, or unrecovered valuables have been whispered about in hushed tones. Hackman's documented fastidiousness and attention to detail feeds speculation that if he had anything precious to hide, he might have done so with precision. Law enforcement's emphasis on confidentiality intensifies the sense of suspense. At this juncture, the public is left with multiple unanswered queries. Could the floor conceal an element that helps clarify Arakawa's death? Is there a connection to prior owners or events preceding Hackman's arrival in Santa Fe? Could it be a mere formality as investigators exhaust every avenue in a high-profile case? The wait for answers continues, accentuated by widespread fascination in the possibility of an extraordinary hidden truth. As the days pass, the conversation around Hackman's final years becomes interwoven with a broader appreciation of his life's work. Film historians remind audiences of his extensive contributions, from gritty roles that redefine crime dramas to comedic characters that exhibited surprising warmth and timing. Younger generations encountering his films on streaming platforms discover an actor who could deliver authentic emotion in a variety of genres. Arakawa, though out of the limelight, remains an object of interest because of the unconditional companionship she offered a man many deemed to be among the best of his era. Ultimately, the ongoing FBI activity might prove anticlimactic, revealing nothing more than an effort to rule out overlooked circumstances. Or it could unleash revelations that overshadow the story of Hackman's private last chapter. One fact remains unassailable. Gene Hackman's artistry will endure, his name etched in cinematic history. As for the hidden secret rumored to lurk beneath his floorboards, whether it is fable or fact, it has momentarily transformed a quiet home in the desert into the epicenter of speculation. In the midst of unresolved inquiries, the Santa Fe community continues about its routines. The brilliant sunsets persist over the desert expanse, and the city's centuries-old adobe structures stand as reminders of life's continuity. Hackman's home, cordoned off and scrutinized by experts, is part of a puzzling transition from a personal haven to a potential crime scene. Nobody knows precisely when or if conclusive answers will emerge. Santa Fe Sheriff's Office has asked the public for patience, emphasizing the need for thoroughness in extraordinary cases. Meanwhile, fans revisit Hackman's performances, celebrating a career that spanned comedic gems, Western sagas, and dramatic thrillers. They share anecdotes about how he shaped their understanding of cinema, recalling the subtle expressions and convincing intensity he brought to countless roles. It seems that, even in death, Hackman garners deep admiration. People want to believe his final days were serene, overshadowed now by the unfortunate circumstances discovered post-mortem. Gene Hackman's story continues to captivate, weaving strands of triumph and sadness into an enduring legacy. His heart condition, well known yet never fully limiting his pursuits, ultimately played a critical role in his final moments. The subsequent sudden demise of his beloved wife, Betsy, underscores the fragile nature of life and the strength of emotional bonds. The additional specter of a baffling FBI search under the mansion's floors only amplifies the narrative's enigmatic aura. Are we on the verge of uncovering a monumental secret, or will forensics confirm a tragic coincidence? Answers remain pending, while those who admired Hackman's craft, generosity, and resilience cling to treasured memories of an unpretentious performer who never allowed fame to corrupt his sense of self. His 3 children, presumably united in grief, hold on to personal recollections of a father who did his best despite the demands of stardom. Perhaps in time, the mystery surrounding his final chapter will be resolved, granting everyone a sense of closure. Until then, the question reverberating through countless discussions is simple, yet loaded with possibility. What truly happened beneath Gene Hackman's fabled Santa Fe floor? And will the truth ever fully come to light? In the meantime, speculation grows. Some imagine that within those boards rests a final mystery, uniting admirers, skeptics, and authorities in a collective search for truths. The surge of theories compels reflection on impermanence, familial devotion, and the fragile divisions between life and death. As hours turn to days and days become months, the world yearns for answers. Regardless of rumors' ebb, Hackman's legacy endures, a lasting emblem of cinematic artistry whose stories transcend even the final curtain.